Before we continue, let us remember where this story truly began. In our previous episode, we followed the final moments of Flight 19, 5 U.S. Navy training aircraft that vanished in 1945, swallowed by the skies above the Atlantic. Experienced pilots, clear weather, functioning aircraft. And yet, they disappeared without a single confirmed explanation. No wreckage, no final transmission that made sense, only confusion, panic, and silence. Flight 19 taught us a terrifying lesson, that in this region of the ocean, even modern navigation can fail. Even trained military crews can become lost, and even the sky itself can turn against those who enter. But Flight 19 was not the first, and it would not be the last. Nearly 3 decades earlier, long before radar, long before modern aviation, another mystery unfolded, not in the sky, but at sea. A steel giant, a wartime vessel, a ship that should never have disappeared. This is the story of USS Cyclops. On a quiet night in March 1918, the Atlantic Ocean claimed one of the greatest mysteries in naval history, a massive steel ship, more than 300 souls, gone, without a single confirmed trace. No distress signal cracked through the radio waves. No debris floated to the surface. No lifeboats were ever found. What disappeared was not only a ship, but certainty itself. This was USS Cyclops, a vessel built to endure war, storms, and time. Instead, she vanished. And more than a century later, the ocean still refuses to explain why. USS Cyclops was commissioned in 1910 as part of the U.S. Navy's Proteus-class cargo ships. At 540 feet long, she was among the largest ships in the Navy. Her purpose was simple but critical: transport heavy materials across vast oceans. She was not fast. She was not elegant. But she was strong. Designed with thick steel plating and massive cargo holds, Cyclops was considered capable of surviving the harshest seas. No one expected her to vanish silently. Least of all, her crew. By 1918, the world was engulfed in World War I. The Atlantic Ocean had become a battlefield. German U-boats lurked beneath the waves. Every cargo ship was a potential target. Steel production was vital to the war effort, and manganese ore was a key ingredient. USS Cyclops was tasked with transporting over 11,000 tons of manganese from Brazil to the United States. It was a mission of national importance, and it would be her last. Manganese ore is far denser than coal. As the cargo was loaded into Cyclops, concerns quietly grew. The ship sat lower in the water than usual. Her balance felt wrong. Her structure groaned under the strain. Some sailors believed the ship was dangerously overloaded. But wartime urgency outweighed caution. The cargo stayed. The mission continued. USS Cyclops was commanded by Captain George W. Worley. He was experienced, but controversial. Crew members later described him as strict, dismissive, and unwilling to entertain criticism. Reports suggested that Worley ignored warnings about the ship's condition. Some even questioned his judgment. Yet at sea, his word was law, and his decisions would soon echo through history. On February 22, 1918, USS Cyclops departed Rio de Janeiro. Her destination, Baltimore, Maryland. Her route, north through the Atlantic, passing near the islands of the Caribbean, through waters that would later earn a dark reputation. The voyage began without incident, at least officially. On March 3, 1918, USS Cyclops arrived in Barbados. Crew members went ashore. Supplies were taken on. The ship was inspected. Witnesses noted that Cyclops appeared heavily tilted. The engines were reportedly running hot. The hull showed signs of strain. Still, no repairs were ordered. On March 4th, Cyclops departed Barbados. This was the last time she was ever seen. Shortly after leaving Barbados, USS Cyclops transmitted a brief radio message. "All well?" Those two words are the ship's final voice. No distress call followed, no warning, no explanation. The Atlantic swallowed her silence. USS Cyclops was expected in Baltimore on March 13, 1918. When she did not arrive, concern was mild at first. Delays were common. Storms were frequent. Wartime disruptions were expected. But days passed, then weeks, and slowly the truth became undeniable. USS Cyclops was missing. The U.S. Navy launched an extensive search. Ships patrolled shipping lanes. Aircraft scanned the ocean. Radio stations listened endlessly. Nothing was found. No wreckage, no oil slick, no floating cargo. For a ship of that size, such total absence was unheard of. Aboard USS Cyclops were 309 people. Officers, sailors, civilian passengers. Families waited for answers that never came. There were no bodies to bury, no graves to visit, only names on paper. The loss became the largest single non-combat naval tragedy in U.S. history. And it happened in silence. The first suspicion was enemy action. German submarines had sunk many ships during the war, but post-war records revealed something unsettling. No German U-boat claimed USS Cyclops. No torpedo attack was recorded. No survivors were captured. The enemy had not struck, which meant the danger came from somewhere else. One explanation remains grounded in engineering. USS Cyclops was overloaded. Her structure was compromised. Her engines were unstable. Experts believe the ship may have suffered a sudden structural collapse, splitting apart and sinking rapidly. If true, the crew would have had no time to react. But critics point out one troubling fact. Even catastrophic sinkings usually leave debris. Cyclops left none. Another theory points to the sea itself. The Atlantic is capable of producing rogue waves, towering walls of water that appear without warning. Such a wave could overwhelm even a large ship, but once again, questions remain. Would a rogue wave leave absolutely nothing behind? No proof exists, only possibility. Decades after the disappearance, writers began connecting the case to a broader pattern. Ships lost without explanation, aircraft vanishing mid-flight, instruments failing inexplicably. Thus, the Bermuda Triangle entered popular culture. USS Cyclops became one of its most famous cases. Not because of proof, but because of mystery. As years passed, speculation grew more extreme. Some proposed magnetic anomalies disrupting navigation. Others suggested methane gas eruptions from the seafloor, capable of sinking ships instantly. More fantastical theories emerged. Time slips, dimensional rifts, extraterrestrial abduction. No evidence supports these claims, but no evidence disproves them either. Captain Worley's reputation did not survive the mystery. Some historians blame him for negligence. Others argue he was simply unlucky. Without wreckage, no final judgment can be made. His fate, like the ship, remains unknown. More than 100 years have passed. Technology has advanced. Oceans have been mapped. Satellites watch the seas, yet USS Cyclops has never been found. No sonar confirmation, no wreck site, no answers. The ocean keeps its secret. USS Cyclops terrifies us not because of what we know, but because of what we don't. A massive ship does not simply vanish. Hundreds of lives do not disappear quietly. And yet, they did. Somewhere beneath the Atlantic waves, the truth lies hidden. Was it human error, mechanical failure, or something beyond our understanding? Until the day evidence emerges, USS Cyclops remains a ghost of the sea, a warning, a legend, and one of the greatest mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. The disappearance of USS Cyclops left behind no wreckage, no survivors, and no final answers. Only questions, drifting silently beneath the waves. Was it human error, a fatal mechanical failure, or something far more unsettling, hidden in the depths of the Atlantic? The ocean did not explain itself. It never does. But USS Cyclops was not an isolated tragedy. Long before steel warships, before radio signals, before the name Bermuda Triangle even existed, sailors were already encountering something profoundly wrong at sea. In 1881, a merchant vessel named Ellen Austin reported an encounter that defied all logic. A perfectly intact ship, drifting aimlessly, with no crew aboard, no signs of struggle, no damage. When men were sent to take control of the ghost ship, they vanished, not once, but twice. In our next episode, we dive into the chilling legend of the ghost ship Ellen Austin, a mystery that suggests the ocean does not only take ships, sometimes it returns them empty.